Hi Leo, welcome to your August 2019 relationship reading. It's Raina here. I'm using the Wild Unknown Tarot deck. This reading is for people who are in dysfunctional relationships. Maybe you want to leave but you're not sure that you should and you're looking for some kind of message. Maybe you are not in a relationship but you want to get back with somebody who is an ex. So you're not looking for just a completely new person. Oh, well that's a nice card. The Sun card is the first card that came out. First two, oh yeah, that's right. You're the Sun, right? And I got the Chariot. Okay. So the Chariot is Cancer and you're the Sun. Oh wow, you know what? You got two of your cards, the Strength card and the Sun card. Isn't that cool? So this is the heart of the matter, the Sun card, the 19th card. And the number 19 reduces to a 1. And so that's also to thine own self be true, right? Because the Sun card, if you think about the Sun in astrology, it's our essence. And I mean, it's really in this lifetime, obviously, because in every lifetime, we have different sun signs. Or I would imagine, since we have different bodies. And so, to me, in this context, the Sun is about your dignity, is about your worthwhileness. The Sun card connects to love issues, children, to healing, success. It's a yes card. You know, if you have a question, it's a yes. It's a green light. But I think since you are ruled by the Sun, I would ask you, do you think that you are being treated in a way, in a relationship that you're in, with dignity, with respect? If the answer is no, then you're not living up to what you represent. In the past position, we have the Chariot card, and this is a card that is connected to the number 7 in the major arcana. And the number 7, I've read, is a turning point. This card connects to some sort of victory. It can be movement, maybe moving forward. Perhaps you were stagnant, at a standstill, unsure what to do, and now you feel some momentum, especially since August is your month, right? I mean, we start the month with a lot of planets in Leo, and the new moon is either on July 31st or August 1st, wherever you live. So that's also going to be in play here. And just the sense of, with the Chariot, you like getting control of things in your life. So maybe this is even in a different area of life, but that, you know, let's say, I'm not saying that this is true for you, but let's say somebody decides to get sober. They've been struggling with alcohol for many years, and they decide to get sober. What will happen is that everything in their life will come under the microscope. If you've ever seen that movie, which is, I've referenced it before when I've done one of these readings, and it's worth seeing, because of the issue of addiction, is that one that was with Meg Ryan and Andy Garcia, When a Man Loves a Woman. And what it showed is that when she was out of control in her addiction, Andy Garcia, her husband, got to be the good guy because he was the one that wasn't using. And then when she got sober, all of a sudden he didn't have that role anymore. And I don't know, I can't even tell you if it's a spoiler alert because I don't remember how it ended. But I do know that it was a very good character study and really showed about how addiction can affect a relationship, but especially when the person becomes sober. Obviously, we know how adversely it affects the relationship when somebody is using, but when they're sober, the same thing can happen or even worse. So it can be that like in the scenario that I have given, if you have if you've become sober, you realize all of the negative treatment that you've been given that no longer makes any sense to you because you don't have any need to beat yourself up anymore. And so you're not willing to accept that kind of shoddy treatment. But there are many possibilities with that particular card. I don't want to keep going on with it, but the higher message is the Son of Cups, which connects to the Knight of Cups. Actually, I'm wondering if there is some kind of a Cancer individual who has come into your life, Leo, and that has kind of brought your sun out and kind of made you shine. Because the Knight of Cups, I don't know if that's specifically Cancer, but it's like the knight in shining armor type of a deal, where the person is very sensitive and romantic. And maybe that's something that you don't have in your primary relationship. Leos are born romantics, and especially, Leo is a sucker for flattery as well as attention. And if somebody showers Leo with attention and flatters them, they've pretty much, closed the deal. So maybe you have been really longing for that in your primary relationship, and somebody has come along who is willing to give it to you, and that has kind of turned you away from your primary relationship. This is, if in that scenario, this is one of those reasons why when people neglect their partner, they are really running the risk of losing them because another person may treat them much better. And the foolish thing is, you don't want to treat somebody poorly in any case, even if nobody else would come along. You want to treat people well, but some people are very self-absorbed, or they are very emotionally blocked, and they just don't have the ability to kind of like share their feelings very openly. They're very inhibited in that way. What crosses you is the Father of Wands. This sounds like this could be the person that you're with right now. I don't know if that card connects to any particular fire sign, but I wouldn't be surprised because it translates to the King of Wands. I could see it being perhaps like a Leo type of personality, but the shadow side of Leo, the tyrannical, petty. What was the thing that Dr. Dyer called it? Petty tyrant, the bully, the controlling, the control freak, and the person who needs to have control over others, who's the narcissist. And I'm not saying that I was half joking when I was talking about you, but I mean in terms of another person. This could be the person that you're with, and maybe that's why you have felt neglected, because they are so self-absorbed. They would never give you that crumb of validation, and maybe somebody else has. And by the way, when I say the Knight of Cups, that person may not be trying to hit on you. It may be a co-worker, or if you belong to any kind of, I don't know, creative group. Maybe you're into music and you go to a certain place and play, and you see the same cast of characters, and there's somebody, because this could be, the Son of Cups could be like a singer-songwriter type of person. So if you go to open mics and these kinds of things. And the Father of Wands may want to have the attention on them at all times. And they just don't acknowledge that other people have their own needs for validation and just in terms of admiration. They think that they are the only one who is deserving of that. So if you've been in a relationship with somebody like that, you have to understand that this person is really damaged. And because I've read that you can't change a narcissist, I would be very careful about making those pronouncements, only because we don't know what a human being is capable of. But here's the deal. They have to want to change, and they have to be actively working in that direction. Sometimes people will tell you that they've changed or that they're changing right now, and they have no intention of doing so. They're just trying to keep you, they're just trying to string you along to get you to stay there. And that's not fair to you, obviously. So there could be a lot going on with this Father of Wands. But this person may be out of control in some way too. The advice, what's coming in, is the Fool card. And this is the reset button. I got this for another sign in the same position. Press the reset button. I think it was for Taurus. New direction in your life. And it's interesting too, Leo, because the recent, let me think. The recent solar eclipse in Cancer was in your 12th house. And the 12th house, the solar eclipse is a very powerful new moon. And, the 12th house is the last house. So a new moon in the last house may not seem like a true new beginning. But actually, the 12th house is the house of karma. And the 0 here, it's like wiping free your karma in a sense. Because if we look at karma as just unfinished business, or these ties that we have that have energetic connections with certain people, it's really, to me, no different than a relationship in this life that you can't seem to totally resolve, let go of, and things like that. It just kind of carries on to the next life. And so pressing the reset button means that it's almost like, power washing the hard drive, right? And just saying to yourself, the past is the past, and I choose to walk this new path as someone who is on a new journey, not carrying any emotional baggage. And you've seen the Rider-Waite version of the Fool. Now, in this particular deck, they use like I guess you would call that a duckling. And, it's and the colors are kind of Eastery to kind of represent the springtime. And again, the yellow, like the sun. The yellow represents the third chakra, the power chakra. So empowering yourself to be able to do what you want to do. Maybe you've been kowtowing to somebody else for far too long. And this is a blessing in disguise for you, because it allows you to let go of a negative relationship. And then I got, as the outcome card, the your card, the strength card. There's that 8, even though it's an infinity symbol. And in this deck, it's the number 11. This is the master number. In most decks, it is the number 8. And of course, Leo is the 8th month, so that makes sense to be 8. 8 is a number of power. The number 11 is a master number that is the higher vibration than number 2. So isn't that interesting when we're talking about relationships here? The 11 is about enlightenment, and it's the spiritual teacher. I'm actually an 11 life path. And one of the things about 11 is you know how you see the 1111. A lot of people have been seeing that. And for me, it's also 111. And it's almost like a running joke because it happens so much. But the thing about the 11 is that it's also like a portal, because we have 2 pillars, and in between you're walking through. And actually, August is an 11 universal month. And you get to that by adding the number of the month, which is 8, plus the universal year number of 3. And so maybe August will be the month that you really kind of take charge of your life fully, Leo, and you're able to walk through that portal into that new life. And, you know, again, this is a process. This isn't like instant enlightenment, instant emotional healing. You know, if you've been through a lot, the idea of just going into a new life may seem hard to believe, and I'm not trying to make it seem like it's easy, because it may not be. But I think there's a good omen that I picked the Sun card as the first card, as the focus card. I think it shows that you've got your mojo back, Leo. And that's a good sign. Okay, well, I hope that you enjoyed this, Leo. Happy birthday to you guys. If you would like a love reading or a natal chart interpretation, please check me out at RainaMoonAstrology.com. Take care. Bye.